Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a prejudging of the Toronto Pro Open class, and boy oh boy, was I wrong about this one. I was so wrong. It's almost impossible to predict these things sometimes based on the IG updates. I'm trying my best, but for this one, I was definitely wrong because Quinton Eriya looks pretty freaking damn good. Like, this is a very good package, guys. Based on his physique updates on his IG, to me, it seemed like he didn't progress at all, or that he won't be in condition. But based on what I'm seeing right here, he's actually in pretty solid condition. He's actually shredded, especially from the front. He has deep lines, deep separation. He's dry, he's lean. This is a very, very good Quinton. And yeah, I did say he didn't progress a lot, but maybe he didn't get too much bigger. But with this condition, he looks like he retained a lot of size. Look at his glutes from the side. I mean, they're pretty peeled from the side. You're going to see his back side as well in a second. So overall, in my opinion, he brought a very good condition, very competitive condition. And also with his height, his frame, he's dwarfing a lot of people. Now, sure, to be a top 10 Olympian, he needs to put on a lot more size, especially in the back and his entire back side. Back, hamstrings, probably glutes as well. He needs more density through that area. But to win this show, to win Toronto Pro, I think he's done enough. I think he's going to win this one. You're going to see a call out in a second, but him standing here alone, he doesn't look that impressive. He really shines once he's compared to the other bodybuilders, because there aren't a lot of bodybuilders at 6'1" who actually have this much size, this much muscle. So this right here was your top 8. On the right, you had Blessing Avodibu. Next to him, Eric Wood. Next to him, Wellington Batista. Quinton was in the center. Dorian Haywood was in the mix as well. And you can see the hernia guy on all the way to the left. The other two guys I'm not familiar with. So actually, this was a pretty solid lineup. I thought it was going to be just between Quinton and Eric Wood, but apparently there were a couple of good guys in as well. But in the end, it's going to be between Eric and Quinton. And as you're looking at these guys right here, just standing there in this top 8 call out, Quinton stands out by far the most. He's taking so much space, and also he's really freaking sharp through the legs. Like, when he's standing alone, he doesn't look that big, but right here, if you're comparing his legs, for example, to Eric Wood's legs, you can see how big Quinton actually is. And then in the shoulders and arms and chest, shoulder width, the chest width, the overall structure. Look at him next to Blessing. Like, Blessing is actually a pretty big bodybuilder, but next to Quinton, he kind of looks small. So yeah, it's not easy to have this much size on this frame. If he ever fills out that frame, he's going to be the next Andrew Jacked. Now, of course, Quinton's biggest issue is definitely his back. Again, not just the back itself, but the back side. So hamstrings, glutes, the back itself as well. I think he has a bit of a scoliosis, so there's kind of like a gap or an indentation in the center of his back, so his back looks pretty flat, right? And also it's just not super developed. Again, comparing him to his last year's edition, it's not like he put on 20 pounds of muscle. No, he didn't do that, but he managed to get shredded without getting tiny, right? 2 years ago, when he was prepped by Matt Jansen, we all know that mess situation. He actually ended up looking pretty shredded, but he lost all of his size. He had a huge thigh gap. He was just a shadow of himself, a very, very conditioned shadow of himself. At this show, I would say he's as conditioned as he was that year, probably even more so, but he's actually holding on to a lot of size. He's as big as he was last year, just with better condition, in my opinion. Now, can Blessing Avodibu do something here? Can he challenge Quinton? Nah, I absolutely do not see that. Can Wellington do that? No, I don't think so. The only guy that can potentially challenge Quinton, and he just switched places with him, and he's right now in the center of the call-out. That's Eric Wood. And I was pretty sure, guys. I thought Eric is most certainly going to defeat Quinton at this show, but now looking at this comparison, I mean, sure, Eric is in better condition, especially in the back. He's a little bit more developed back. I wouldn't say necessarily bigger, but a bit more developed back. But the way he's wearing his trunks, it's hurting him so much, man, in these back poses. And he should be winning these back poses because he has actually a pretty decent back and he's really conditioned, but it just looks terrible with his trunks looking like this. And also, he's obviously smaller than Quinton, but man, he's rock hard. Look at that lower back and the entire back, basically. So he's more developed, not bigger structurally, but thicker, I would say, and just, more dense, more conditioned. But the way what the hell is going on with those trunks, man? Is he wearing his girlfriend's trunks? What is going on here? They're too low. They're hiding his entire glutes. And look at Quinton's glutes right here. So this is why he lost this show. I mean, I wouldn't say he would win this show if this wasn't the problem, but that was definitely a big issue. It cost him a lot of points. And overall, I mean, we can't see the difference in conditioning that much in the live stream. Maybe in person, Eric is on a super crazy level of condition. And that's why he's in the center of the call-out. Maybe we can see those fine details in the live stream, and maybe he wins this show because of that crazy, crazy level of condition. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case. In my opinion, Quinton is definitely winning this show. He has been trying, man, for a while now, and he probably deserves it, but not because he tried a lot, but because he actually looks the best right here at this show. And again, the only guy that can kind of challenge him here is Eric Wood. And again, he looks a lot smaller than Quinton, but maybe it's just an illusion. Maybe he's standing a little bit behind him, and maybe just the height thing. Maybe actually on his frame, he packs even more muscle than Quinton. So I would say this is a pretty good battle, but personally, I have Quinton winning because, again, of his superior structure, the way he posed in the back poses, because of how he's wearing his trunks as well. Apparently, these guys went through a couple of rounds, so it wasn't really easy to be on this stage and to go through all the poses. You can see Eric is trying to catch his breath a little bit, and Quinton is, I think, a little bit more composed, so he's breathing a little bit more light, but it's not easy for either of these two guys. Quinton just has really nice shape, nice structure, kind of reminds me of Flex Wheeler a little. Eric is not that aesthetic, of course, but again, he has that dryness, that hardness that can be very impressive and kind of overwhelming, especially in person. Like, he could be having those super crazy, gnarly details that we can't see on the live stream. Like, for example, as everybody says about Dorian Yates, like nobody knows how conditioned he actually was unless they saw him in person when he competed. So I know what that means. I know some guys who I know personally who competed at the shows I competed at, and they never look as conditioned in the photos or the videos. In a person, it's definitely much different. So I think this could be that situation. So then don't be too surprised if Eric actually ends up winning this show. Personally, guys, again, I don't see it that way. But it's not like Quinton is blowing everybody out of the water because of that back. It's definitely an issue. Like I said, if he fills out that frame, he's going to be the next Andrew Jack. But do I see him filling out that frame? Do I see him improving that back to that extent? And his lower body as well from behind? If it didn't happen at this point, is it ever going to happen? I mean, Quinton is not an older guy. He's actually pretty young. I think he's maybe like 28, I think, something like that. 28, 29, maybe. So for his age, he's actually really good. But he has been pro bodybuilding for a long time now, and I'm not seeing him making huge leaps in progress from year to year. So he's probably limited to potentially winning some of these lower level shows and, going to the Mr. Olympia, but it'll be like a top 10 Olympian, man, maybe in 5 years. Not anytime soon, and definitely not this year if he actually ends up winning this show. And that's the way I see it, guys. If you agree with me or you disagree, let me know down below in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And for more bodybuilding content like this, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.